What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today I am going to do a full review on the car that's sitting right behind me. And I do own the vehicle, so it's going to be kind of like an ownership review after about 5 months of owning it too. So I'm going to throw in a little bit of a twist there. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, where I upload weekly content about this car, all cars, since it is my passion. And then also I do upload every once in a while what my wife and I do for a living that can afford things like this. So without further ado, let's dive right into the review. As this model sits, it is a 2016 Jaguar F Type base model V6. Now, this Jaguar does have one upgrade, which is a tune on it, but stock, it comes with 340 brake horsepower, 332 foot-pounds of torque, and around 0 to 60 times of 4.5 seconds to 4.6. Now those are stock numbers. I have yet to do the 0 to 60 times after the tune and all that good stuff. It does come with an 8-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters, and the gears are lightning fast. As soon as you change them, as soon as you request an upshift, downshift, it's right there. Now, some of these models in the 2016 year range do come with a 6-speed manual transmission, but they are very rare. I have not ever seen one as of yet. So I'm going to start out talking about the exterior of the car. Overall, the exterior of the car, we all know that these Jaguars are beautiful cars with the sleek lines that you have from the front carried out all the way to the rear. The front, while modest, is still carrying an aggressive look, and for that I like it. The hood is very well pronounced, and I do like this kind of curvature or almost like cowl hooding right here. Vents, they are real, if you can see right through there. So they are not fake. They do serve a purpose. This particular color is Polaris white. And if you look closely, and I don't know if this camera does enough justice here, but from far away, you can kind of see like a gray undertone, in which I really do like that aspect of this color. I've been battling for a while to wrap the vehicle, but this color is very unique when you see it in person and far away. It's not too bright with white color, and it's not too dull with that gray tone. With that gray tone, it does accent these black wheels very nicely. Now, this vehicle is fully loaded as far as a base model can ever get. So it does have the 20-inch wheels all the way around with stagger fitment. For those of you that don't know what stagger fitment is, they're a little bit thinner wheels in the front and wider in the back. And for a factory wheel, it is very wide, 295/30 from the manufacturer. That's impressive. Another thing I do want to add right here is this is all stained. So I did buy this vehicle brand new. The spoiler kicks up around 70 miles an hour to add extra downforce, and then once you get back down to about 50 miles an hour or so, it does retract back into its original state. But if you look closely here, you can see it is stained, and the original owner did not take very good care of this vehicle as far as washing it wise, and I know it's hard to argue because it's very dirty right now, but I did that on purpose. It seems like she took it through some really harsh car washes, because sometimes you can closely walk up to the paint job and then you can kind of see some swirl marks, which I don't like at all. But we got to get that fixed. We got to do a paint correction on this vehicle and kind of go from there. Finishing up with the exterior, I do want to point out one thing as an ownership view. This right here, look at this brake dust. It is insane. Now, this vehicle is left dirty on purpose because I want you guys to fully understand and know the raw state of what it is if you actually drive these vehicles. I don't know about you guys, I bought this car to drive it, and so I am. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump inside. So this vehicle does have smart key access. So in a lock position, the handle is flush to the vehicle. To unlock it, press this button, and both sides will pop open like that. You pull right here and you're right on in. If you heard that little motor noise, those mirrors tuck in when you lock it. They open up after you unlock it immediately. Now, going into the vehicle, you're already amazed by the leather in here. This vehicle, again, as I mentioned before, is fully loaded from the factory. You have leather doors, all leather, with a nice accent of red stitching. All your seat controls and adjustments are on the door panel with the lock and unlock handle. Here's your door lever here with the Meridian sound system, which is very nice, I will say. These buttons 1 through 3 are seat memory settings, so all you have to do is press M for memory, one of the numbers that you would like to memorize your seat setting. Now, what's really cool about this touch here is it's not only for your seat, it's for your side view mirrors, and it's for your steering wheel adjustments, which you can also find right here. The red stitching is carried through all the way on the seats, and you get kind of Recaro racing seat feel, but it's not too unpadded to be uncomfortable, but it is not too overly padded. It tucks you in very nicely. So let's go ahead and hop in right here. All right, so you are greeted with the Jaguar sign. You can kind of see this light, and it flashes red as if it's a heartbeat. And I think they really did a good job on that. But then you have this shady, like, kind of slide thing here, shade, that you have to manually do, and I kind of don't like that. As an owner, I kind of don't like that. It would have been nice as a motor, because you can kind of see how like flimsy it is every time you open and then close it, and sometimes I feel like it gets off track. So that, no, I don't like that. So talking about the steering wheel here, you have all of your controls right here. It does come with heated steering wheel, and it does come with heated seats, which I'll show you in a little bit. All your cruise control settings are right here. Set, you can accelerate, decelerate, reset right there. And then all your radio controls are here. Volume up here, volume down here, skip a track, and then select through your menu. You can there go ahead and press this phone button that will carry you through hands-free device. And down here you have fog light and your trunk button here. You can adjust your instrument panel lights right here and push that in to hide that. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start this vehicle up. Awesome. The vehicle is very aggressive on a warm startup. All right, so now that you heard that aggressive warm startup, it never does those crackles after that high RPM. It just, high RPM cranks, brings it right back down. But if it's warmed up, it will crackle, and it sounds really throaty, really nasty. Now I am getting an alert right now because I did have the spoiler in cleaning mode to get underneath all of that. Just to show you guys what the spoiler looks like. Now you have all of these options down here where this is your automatic engine on and engine off. So basically when you, EPA regulations, where you come to a stop and whenever it gets a chance, it will shut off on you whenever it is highlighted. Right now, I just turned it on, so you can see that it's highlighted. If you don't want it, you have to turn it off each and every time you crank up the vehicle. To retract the spoiler back into its original state, hold that button down, and it therefore goes down. This is your happy button right here. This is your active exhaust system. Now you can see that the active exhaust system is on to make it louder. Every single time that button is highlighted, that means that the valves are in the loudest point right now. If you click that off, the valves shut and it gets just a little bit quieter. I never drive with it in this mode. I always drive it with the valves open. And just above all of these switches, you can see your dynamic mode, which is kind of like a little fighter jet trigger here. And then if you don't want that, you can go to dynamic mode off, which is a normal position. Now, if you've noticed, I've had it on dynamic mode. Once you switch it to dynamic mode, it notifies you, and if you notice, all the lights in the dash become red and very aggressive looking, and I love it. And you do have one more mode. You just have to push it up one more time, and it's rain, ice, snow mode confirmed, and no colors change at that point, but you do get this little snowflake and rain icon to let you know that you're in a very detuned mode. Now, if you notice, I do have the AC on right now, and the AC is on for specific reasons because I'm in Texas, it's really hot. But if you notice earlier in the video with the vehicle off, this whole mechanism retracts into the dash, and as soon as you turn the vehicle on, it lifts up and opens these vents, and I think that's a really cool feature on this vehicle. Down below, you do have all the AC controls right here with the knobs. If you click this button, it changes to that seat mode right there. You turn the knob to the right, and that right there, these bars are indicating that your seat heater is on at full blast. So let's go ahead and turn that back down and off completely, and then click it again to get to your original state right there. So you may be wondering, where are all the climate control adjustments? They are not presented as of right now on the screen. You come over here, you click this button right here, kind of an old-fashioned way, and boom, there you have all your climate controls, where it is also touch screen, and you can choose full face, you can choose full face and feet, defrost, so on and so forth. Click it back again, and it just kind of goes to a default setting where all the vents are blowing. To go back to your home state, you click that button there, or if you notice, you have the option of clicking that right there, that little back arrow, and then this is your main home screen right here. Gives you ambient air temperature right now. It is lying. It is not 88 degrees, or at least doesn't feel like it. But then you can also click on that, and then it brings you to your climate control as well. So there's many different options that you do have to get to various screens in this vehicle. I do think that this screen and setup is just slightly outdated in my opinion. A lot of times I thought this was stupid, and I was like, I'm never gonna forget. But if you forget to move this lever over and put it in park, it will do it for you. For instance, press park, and boom, it shifts right back into that drive mode and puts it in park for you. I never shift it over anymore. I just let it do it on its own. A very small but unique touch, and for that I give it an A+. Visibility is all right on this car. If you look in the rearview mirror, you can kind of see that the back window is very, very small. Out the side windows, you do have a low A-pillar, so it's kind of hard to see, but it still gives you enough to look out, which, I mean, not too bad. Now, this vehicle is equipped with blind spots as well, so if there is a vehicle in my blind spot, it will have a light that's flashing it at me and to let me know, and that's very useful. Obviously, on both sides, we do have. Getting sidetracked here, these mirrors do auto dim at night. There's not blaring headlights coming into the cabin. Same with your rear view mirror. As an owner of this vehicle, I do want to state one thing. You do see the visibility in that rear view mirror, right? So when you're going 70 miles an hour and above, that rear spoiler pops up. When it does, you lose 50% visibility of that rear window. Granted, when you're going that fast, you're typically not seeing a lot behind you, but when you do check, you have to understand that 50% of your visibility has been taken up by the spoiler that lifts up. For instance, and there you have it. Did think was very funny about this car when I initially got it is the sun visors. Look how small these sun visors are, but you don't really need a big sun visor in here. I was laughing at it at first, and I was like, clearly this isn't gonna do us justice on anything, but since the window is so tilted, it actually covers a very vast majority of the windshield where the sunlight would be, and it does help you out greatly. Other than that, guys, this vehicle is aces in my opinion for the amount that it is, and that you can pick up one for the rarity factor of it and how it actually looks. It is an amazing buy. I do not like a few things as to how things are wearing and tearing, but tires are wearing good. They're wearing evenly, even though that I do quite a few burnouts. I do not like the semi-metallic brake pads because of the fact that they add so much dust. As soon as you wash it, it never matters. The first couple of brakes and boom, you have brake dust. You have so much of it too. Other than that, visibility in the back could be a little bit better, but overall I do love this car and it is one of my dream cars. So please don't forget to subscribe, guys, because as I said earlier in the video, I do upload weekly content about cars, about this car, about all cars, because that is my passion. And I do upload every now and again what brings in the money so I can do this on my free time, because I don't have a 9-to-5 anymore, guys. I'm not doing this YouTube full time. There's so much going on behind the scenes of this YouTube channel. It's ridiculous, but I still want to carry through with the cars. But without further ado, this video is effectively over. Smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.